Hi guys, welcome to my channel with me, Beth Grylls, where I'm going to be showing you some of the crazy things I generally get up to at home. If you like some of my weird, wacky and wonderful creations, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So today I'm going to be experimenting with making some homemade paper, which I don't really know where I got the inspiration from, because I always do a lot of experimental things. I'm a keen artist and I've made some of my own mediums, but I was just sitting around and I thought, you know what I fancy doing today? I fancy making some paper. So that's what we're doing in this video. So the first thing we need to do is go and find some ingredients. So I'm going to go around the house, search through a few bins and search for some scrap paper and things to see what I can put in it. So let's go on that journey. Next, oh god, have I broken? We're gonna go on to the main kitchen bit. So basically here we've got all our ingredients. We've got our food waste, so our eggshells, our tea bags. I found this cardboard, there's a mix of cardboard in there, and there's also some like photo paper scraps in there where I've cut photos down to size. There's some more cardboard underneath. There's quite a lot of cardboard, so we probably won't put that all in. And then there's the tissue, card, and then foil packaging and plastic wrapping. Okay, so let's start putting things in the blender. So as you can see at the moment, it's mostly cardboard and tissue in there at the moment. So we're going to jazz it up a bit now, and I'm going to head for the foil packaging, the plastic wrapping and the tea bag skins and eggshells, which I think are going to be so exciting. So let's delve in there and get straight on with it. So I'm just going to pour in that much. Where's our lid? There we go. Right, and we're going to hope for the best. I don't know how this is going to go, so let's just hope. Just going to give that a bit of a stir. So that's just gone everywhere. Right, okay, let's keep that going around. It does look a lot like sick, so that's really disgusting and really marvellous at the same time, because it probably means it's working. Because I think, as far as my understanding of paper goes, you make a pulp and you press it out on a mesh, and this is looking like a pulp. Oh, I must admit, it does look slightly like my Weetabix I had this morning, which is a bit icky and might put me off them for life. But ah wow, it's all in the name of creativity, all in the name of art, so we're just going for it. Right, I'm back with some wood chip to now add to that, which I feel will give it a lighter colour. I don't know, just really curious to see what happens. And as we all know, paper actually comes from wood in the first place, so this might give it more of a papery form. I don't know, but like we said, we don't want to make it all out of paper, so we'll go back to the natural material that is wood. Actually, on the theme of wood, might actually also add some ash into it from last night's fire, because I feel like that would just give it a really interesting vibe. Sort of, it might add to the tone of it, it might lighten it, it might darken it, I don't know. So I'm just going to go get some ash to add to that. Hopefully the ash isn't too hot, we'll just give it a little feel. No, it's fine. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and add that to our mixture. There we go. Ooh, ashy. So now we're on to the phase where we're going to start getting this mixture and spreading it out across some screens to get there to air dry. Got beautiful sun today, so hopefully it's going to dry really quickly. We've only got a little bit of beer left, so let's just go straight on with it. So I've got some duct tape here, and I'm going to be making my screens out of tights. Now I've got this one here that I made previously for another project, which will be coming up in a later video. I won't tell you about it just yet because you'll find out later down the line, and therefore you're in for a treat. But for now we're going to use this to lay our paper on and air dry it in the beautiful sun we've got today. So it's just a basic wooden frame that I made with a pair of tights stretched across it, which I've secured with some duct tape at the sides. So I'm going to lay that down, get my mixture here, and I'm simply going to pour the mixture into this pot. Plop. Beautiful. Right, so I want to so some of this plastic isn't completely chopped up. Some of it is in little bits. So I'm going to get it all out there. I want it all in the paper because this is all about reduce, reuse and recycle, as the phrase goes. So I'm just going to take my rings off for this because I really don't want to damage those, and you know, health and safety for us. Just pop those in there to keep them safe. And I'm going to go straight in with my hands. I know this will make some of you really cringe, I'm sorry, but you know, I'm not the sort of person who faffs around with gloves and stuff like that. I'm just going to go straight in, get a good lump of that plop in your hand and spread it straight onto this screen. So you really want to fill all the gaps. So there's little gaps here and here, and you don't want those gaps because you want this paper to really bind and sit well. Nice. It's quite thick, but it's difficult to get this material very thin because of its nature. It's heavy, it's quite dense. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to put it straight in the sun to dry off because it's absolutely beautiful today. I made a second one. Oh, that's broken. Okay, so here are the two pieces of paper drying. They've sat for a few hours to dry, probably about 6 hours. This one's really dry, this one's looking fabulous, but the other one is a bit wet still. So I'll start peeling off the first one that's dry, and then we'll come to the second one later. Okay, so here goes. So I'm just going to peel this back now. So I'm going to start on the back and take off the tape. As you can see, the top surface is really, really rough, but hopefully where this mesh is pushing against the surface of the mixture, it should have a nice flat finish to it. So I'm just going to delve straight in there and investigate. So there we go. There is our finished piece of paper. Well, nearly finished piece of paper because we've got some final touches to do. So now the next thing I'm going to do with this is, because obviously it's got quite jagged edges and things, it's not very even in shape because of the tile it was on. So I'm just going to go and get a steel rule and a blade and a cutting mat and just cut the edges off and make it nice and square. So this is my shed. And these are my art shelves. This is my washing line where all my current projects hang. So here's all our homemade paper. This is the one I've been making in the video, and these three I've just made alongside it. I noticed that in this one the lumps of plastic and foil and things were really quite big, so what I did was I put it all back in the blender and just blitzed it down, refined it down a little bit more, just so there were less big lumps, and got it down to a nicer, finer texture. So these three are looking even better than that one, but all four of them look fabulous. So we've obviously trimmed the edges and made them really nice and square, but what we haven't done is, as you can see, it's actually quite bent like that. So what we're going to do is iron it out nice and flat so it sits flush to a surface and gives it a really nice neat finish. Okay, so let's go and try out some ironing and see if we can really refine this final product and then see how it looks after that. Okay, so I've got with me here my iron, a piece of paper and a tea towel, because I don't want to iron straight onto that for both the iron and the paper's sake. I'm going to lay that out. So I'm going to lay it out nice and flat if I can. Oh, I can't do it. It's a bit windy by the seams. Right, That is the back, that is the front. So I'm going to take my lovely piece of paper and I'm going to slot it in under there. So I want the smooth side face down, because if I apply heat with the tea towel it might leave a texture on the surface of the paper which would interfere with the natural texture we've created, and we don't really want that. So I think I'm just going to go straight in and just put the iron on that and see if we can flatten it out. So I think it's heated up. I'm not really sure. I never really use an iron. Ooh! I don't know what all that does. Right, so let's just push it down. Now what I hadn't thought through is that the heat of the iron actually did slightly melt the plastic and did get stuck to the tea towel. But it is fine because I did manage to just pull it off and it's still intact. It's absolutely fine. So that is now much straighter, as you can see. Okay, so that is our paper complete and I'm really pleased with that. So in the next video I'm going to be adding a composition to this picture, and it might be a drawing, a painting, a print, it might be something completely wacky. I don't know. If you've got any ideas for what I could do on this piece of paper and the others, please leave your ideas in the comments and I will have a look and make my mind up what I shall do. And if you really love this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.